Hey, what's going on, y'all? No, listen. If I'm aware of something, and I break it down, but I have to break it down the way that it came to me and the way that I bled in it. You see, I have to break it down that way. I can't break it down the way the book describe it. So when you hear me talk about certain things and it raises your eyebrow up like, and then you go into the book and then you say, oh, the book said this. The book said this. You see, but it's but you're saying it as a negative towards me, as if you just didn't get that understanding from me. You see, this is what I don't be understanding. I be trying my best. You see, I be trying my best to hear. I like to hear. I want to hear how people will take people's literal bloodshed. You know what I'm saying? Literal pain and struggles. And they will minimize these things down inside of a book or constricted inside of the text of the book and try to minimize your pain. And you sitting up here 3 hits from 60 years old. You sitting up here with 2 years from 60 years old. And you sitting up here like you made it you made it up here with all this shit that was telling you to do something to yourself. And you ain't listening to none of that shit. And you said, fuck it, you ain't listening to nobody out here in the world. You see. And you still here doing exactly what this being told you to do when you was a kid, when you got your skull cracked. You just doing the same motherfucking thing. And the more, and as you develop and going through your life, you're going to find all these beings. You see, all these beings. Can you imagine somebody is trying to tell you about humility or trying to tell you about how to be humble? And see, and when you hear people say these things, you looking up in the dictionary about what being humble is, or what humility is. You looking in the dictionary. Fuck it, you going into the etymology of these words, to the ety. You know, I mean, for real, you looking at. I mean, because you want to break it down because back in the day, when you was like in your the pre-adult years, in your early 20s, and somebody talked about humbleness and shit, and you looked up the word, and you looked up the word humble, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's why people start saying that I was weak. You see, I was weak. That's how I lost a lot of shit. But that's not humbleness in this day and time. So what do people be hearing when I'm on my videos and I'm snatching all this shit off of me that people was throwing at me? I'm snatching it all off. You see, I'm snatching it in front of them. They're watching one video, maybe 2 videos from 1,000+ videos. I'm reading my book. These are books, you see. You will literally have to, instead of going through all these things, you will literally have to talk to me. You see, you're the one that's afraid to talk to the living being. You see, you love the Most High, you love the Creator. You said you do, but you're scared to talk to its beings. You're scared to talk to its creations. You see, this is why I say, the person that you said you love, the person that you said that you believe in, You see, and died for your sins, and he shed blood for you and things like that. What if all that was a metaphor? Let's just say it was a metaphor. What if you just put his walks in another life, bring it up to this life? How do you think it will look? How do you think it will look? What would it look like seeing it hanging on a tree, but you call it a crucifix? So you're going to put their weapon upon your neck, the weapon that killed the one you said you love. You're going to put it on your neck like the vampires and the Satanists and all these other people do. You want to do the same thing they do, but at the same time, you try to condemn me. You see, what if you can take that whole body of people or beings and just see how they would live today? You see, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You wouldn't even know that it was here because somebody would probably already have killed him. You see. Yeah, because they prevented you from seeing these bodies when they come into the world. You are programmed not to pay attention to the things or how the beings would talk. You don't pay attention to that. You are looking at word from word, script from script. I'm talking about literally robotic type stuff. If you see him, if he's not in the robe and his hair ain't down here, even though that's a curse, but his hair ain't down here or looking like they didn't painted him, drew him, if he ain't looking like that, look, even if his skin color is the same color hue as my skin, it wouldn't make a difference. Shoot, he'll be in more danger. You see, he'll be in more danger. The only way to escape the danger is that he will have to step on that cliff and accept the contract from Satan. And he become famous. He'll be an idol to the people. And then they'll say, like this one so-called Israelite woman, you see, every famous person that went through a struggle, she gives it a name of one of the characters in the Bible, like she did the one young man. I forgot his name. You see, he's an Ethiopian brother. I forgot the young boy's name. Everybody loves him, but she was saying, her and other people were saying that he was the Christ. You see, Christ don't sell dope. Wouldn't sell dope. Christ wouldn't do that. I don't think the Christ would do it. I don't give a darn how much understanding of business in this world or knowledge of these things that you have. You see, I don't care about all that type of stuff. Well, I ain't saying I don't care about it, you see, but I'm just saying it's the people who's going around delivering this religion to people. You know what I'm saying? How they always look at these idols and then put these characters from the Bible upon these idols. You see, now she's talking about Kanye is Moses. And I'm sitting there pretty like, Moses wouldn't have took his wife and walked her down the red carpet butt naked. You see, that's blasphemous. You see, well, I don't know. It may not be for you. I don't know. You know the text. You see, you know the text. Just imagine people knowing the Bible, but there are those who know the blood and the water and the breath. Can you imagine that? But you can't prove about the blood. You can't prove about the water. You see, you can't prove about these things. Only thing you can do is just live in it through the breath. But that don't mean nothing. How could it possibly mean anything to these beings? How could it possibly mean something to them? You know what I'm saying? You know? Everybody talking about going over there to the land that they have totally contaminated. They said that's their motherland. Everybody left the land that they were given. Talking about this thing that's over there. You know, I don't know. I'm just glad that I have a schedule. I'm glad that I have a time frame, because it's going to be a whole lot of people where I was sitting right there, or we were sitting right there right in their midst, and they looked at us. They looked at us and said, no. I'm going to go through every day. I'm going to follow you. I'm going to connect my phone, connect my stuff to your stuff, and I'm going to follow you everywhere you go. So you let them follow you. So you give them what they want to see, so they can record you. You see? Yes. While you recording them, you give these beings what they want to see from you. You see? You see? I mean, you give it to them. This is what they want. You see, this is what they want. They want to see you do these things. They have no idea what it's doing. Only thing you got to do is watch the news. Just figure out the time frame that when you're watching me, just pay attention. Pay attention. You see, pay attention. I don't have to do things the way everybody else do it. You see, I know what the hell I'm doing. You see? Shit, I know what the hell I'm doing. I'm still trying to figure out what it means. What is this humble stuff? What is this? What do it mean to have humility? How could you judge a person's humility or being humble when you sitting up here, when you on this shit, but you articulating it to where people will look at you too and like, yeah, nigga, homie was right, or the sister was right. Yeah, nigga, you shouldn't be like that, man, because you be on the thing, and you be woom-de-woom-de-woom. And you be sitting up there like, damn, you know how many lawns I cut for free? You know what I'm saying? Or I just charged them $10 because they didn't have nothing. You know how many times I was on my bike? I remember when I broke my leg and I had my walker and I walked all the way to Kroger's and I had my bag with me and everything. You see? And I saw this lady and her son stranded. Right there, 35th and Bank, 38th and Bank. And they was just stranded right there. The car just stopped all in the middle of the street. And I used my used my walker. I'm helping her to push this thing to the side of the road with my walker. My right leg was killing me, but I'm gonna get this car. And then, we got it to the side. I said, pop your hood on your car, ma'am. You see? And I'm like this. I'm like this and shit. And listen, the whole street was just quiet with nobody outside or nothing. This is like 2:30 in the afternoon. No cars or nothing on the block. You see? And I looked up the hood, and the first thing I looked at was her battery. I said, ma'am, do you have any type of tools or something, like some pliers that may be in your car? She said, yes, I got some in the in the glove compartment. I said, okay. I said, hand them to me, please. I said, you got a screwdriver in there? She said, I got a butter knife. I said, hand me that too. And so her shit, she probably hit a pothole, and her connection to her battery just popped off, you see. And so I just tightened it up for her. You know, I tightened it up for her. And I said, start your car, ma'am. And she started her car. And she said, oh my God, what you do? She said, oh, I'm so happy. I said, what you? I said, you probably hit a bump and your battery cable popped off. And she said, oh, she said, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And she said, oh, okay. She said, I really appreciate you, like that. And, you know, my walker folds up, you see. It could have fit in her trunk. She didn't offer me a ride home. I was like right there around the corner, right there. You see. I don't know if that was humility or being humbled. I don't know what that is. Maybe I was just helping somebody. You see. I do a lot of stuff. I've done a lot of stuff in my life, helping people. You know, it's not a money factor. You know, if I'm asking somebody for some money, you see, I'm really needing the shit. I'm really needing the shit. I done went through so much that I probably was on my last leg or some shit, you know, however it may be. You see, if I have to ask you for something like some money or something like that, you see what I'm saying? Something just went wrong, or I got some type of paperwork in the mail that's saying this type of shit, and they come to get some shit and all this other type of stuff. You see, that's why I would probably ask for some money from people. You see, if I can't go out here and make no money myself, but I just don't be understanding these things. You see, people will see you. I know that I went through certain things in my life. And so I act these things out. And people say, you shouldn't act them out, Jay, because you're throwing out these vibrations to the universe. But I'm told to do this. Everything that I'm doing what I'm told. But if you don't claim no religion and you don't claim the Bible, people want to know what you're doing there. I don't claim nothing but my parents, the blueprint of how I got here. That's what I claim. You see, that's what I claim. I don't know nothing about religion. I know it's religious, but I don't. Who said I have to tap into or be amongst a religion? Who said I have to be? Who said that I'm supposed to get my discipline from this book? What's wrong with me? How come I can't? Where's my morals? Where's my integrity? Oh, that's right. It's somewhere over there with the freaks. You see. You know, sometimes you got to go through this shit to see why you saw that shit in your father's room. You see, what made him have all this shit? And you don't know nothing about it. You just seeing all these white chicks. You see? And then you just start thinking like, oh damn, nigga, you married a black woman. Or so-called black woman, indigenous woman. You see? She liked it too. She liked that shit too. So you seem like, damn, so I gotta figure out why I'm feeling this way. You see, why I'm feeling this way. You see? Why is it that a Colombian woman can come up to me and talking about I'm cute and doing me all this like this and shit when I'm a youngster? You see? This Colombian woman molest me? I don't think so. I was 18 and 19. The most beautiful woman I ever met in my life. I ain't never in my life met a woman as beautiful as her. And she sat right there and stripped for me and told me everything about her private parts. She named everything. She opened her legs and named everything. And showed me where this was, showed me where the G-spot was, showed me, you know, how it makes her breast feel a certain type of way. I mean, she literally showed me. This was a Colombian woman. I mean, she just described it to me. You see? I ain't never saw a woman with a bubble butt like hers. I don't even think she was real. She couldn't be real. I don't even think she's real. I almost met a woman on YouTube that looked just like her. And my silly ass, I'm looking at her real quick. Nothing told me that was over 30, 40 years ago. Shooting 30-something years ago, 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, nothing. It was just like, this woman looked like her. You see? So these worlds that I was given, I had to go through these worlds for a reason. And when I went through these worlds, I saw what my father was feeling. I saw what my mother was feeling. I saw what those in my family was feeling. I saw what they were looking at. I felt everything, and I'm understanding them. I'm writing this shit down, my feelings and why it's making me feel like that. I go in there again, and then all of a sudden, you see, I said, oh, okay, right there. That's what made me get aroused. That part right there. Why is that? So I write that type shit down. And then I go into that type shit and then see how many people are doing that type shit. And then I say, God damn, these motherfuckers making billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So I sit there and I watch this shit until it was nothing inside of me that aroused me. I just looked at it. And I was able to judge what it was or walk through its fire. And that's how I'll be walking through the fires of these worlds. You see, I saw how crack was made. I was right there. I'm a participant in this action. You see what I'm saying? You know, I'm sitting up here talking about careers, talking about all these other shit. You see, but at the same time, I'm feeding crack to these two pregnant women. You see? Who's bowing down to me like I'm some type of general or some shit. You see? And then I lost my two girls. You see? I know what it is. I know what it is. I'm just confused about how come I shut down when I'm ready to talk business to these people. Maybe that's a part of it. I don't know. You see, the reason why I'm talking like this is because, you know, I want to get, it'd be more comfortable if I was around some energy. You see, I don't know how long I'm going to be here. My whole body is tingling and shit. I probably got diabetes or some shit. I don't know. My whole body is tingling. It's been like that for a whole month. It's like, you know, something is about to drop in me, but I'm trying to figure out, like, if I can just get around real people, not people that's going to judge you, people that's going to actually listen to you and respond to you accordingly. You see, not people that's going to judge you talking about a man is this and a man is that, or you must be gay if you ain't done this, or you must be, or the way you move your hand and stuff means you're gay and all that crap. I can't be around that shit. I need to be around people that been around people that struggled and came out of those bodies and they live in a decent life. You see, knowing where they came from. I need to be around people that went through some shit. You see, that went through some shit. I need to hear their testimonies. I need to, you see, I need to talk, you see, because I'm talking on this shit and I'm bleeding and everything I'm saying. I'm laughing and shit because I've been crying so motherfucking much in so many years that, you know, I use the laughing shit to help stop me from crying, but they ain't laughing. I'm not laughing at shit, you see? I'm not laughing. That's just, that's something else and shit. You see, you know, whatever. That's just something else. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's helping me. When I do that, it stopped my tears. You see, it stopped my tears and things. You see, and out of all this shit, out of all these things, I still held my ground to live. You see, anytime you come into the world and you think you're going to have a good family because you got your woman pregnant, so you married her, and you 21 years old and everything, you know, and you get this one little job, however it may be, and you pay your taxes, and all of a sudden, you want to pay you pay your taxes and shit, and you get your little check back, you see, and then all of a sudden you say, okay, I'm going to see if I can put a down payment on a card. You go check it out and shit, and your shit is derogatory. Your credit is fucked. Your credit is fucked up. It's like the ones that brought you into the world wasn't thinking about you, nigga. He was thinking about the other three. He wasn't thinking about you. You see, how could I be a junior and I'm the second born son? How could I be a junior and I'm the second born son? The firstborn son should have been a junior. You see, he's not even a junior. He's the name of my father's brother that was a junior. You see what I'm saying? You see? So he actually named him Junior. You see, my father gave me his middle name, which is Jerry. His first name is Orville. So if I'm the junior, I'm supposed to be Orville Jr. I'm Orville like a motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? I'm Orville like a motherfucker. You see? Can you imagine that type shit? Can you imagine growing up confused like this? You see? Everything about your life is a zigzag, and you got to figure out each angle, and if it's the zigzag is going up or it's going back, or down, or is it doubled? You see what I'm saying? You see, one angle going left, one angle going right, and you trying to figure out like, oh damn, is that? Should I hop over to the other side? Now I got to turn around like this, and damn, I got to go up like, damn, no, hold on. Gotta back up. You know what I'm saying? You doing all this shit trying to live. You see? You doing all this shit trying to live, and then you using your mind on air, all this type of shit, then all of a sudden, here come the Colombian woman, here come all these other people in your world, all these beautiful women, they calling you handsome. They like the way you dressing in these suits, you GQ every motherfucking day and shit because you had these little jobs and shit, and you was dressing GQ, ain't never wore no tennis shoes. You see, you GQ, goddammit. You see, wearing polo and Giorgio Armani, Perry Ellis, and all the shit that I talk about is negative today. You see what I'm saying? I was there. You see, in the 80s and shit, you see? And you just G'd up like a motherfucker, you see? Young man. You see, young man, but you ain't using your mind no more. You see, you at the bookstores, you gaining the knowledge, but you ain't using your mind no more. You want to test out from what you was taught from this Colombian woman. So you fucking with the chicks now, you hungry for these chicks now. You about to put some pressure on them. Shit, your fellas ain't down to the floor, nigga. You just gotta know them with some normal shit. You see, but shit. You don't want nobody your age though. Nah, nigga, you trying to get you a grown woman. This you know what I'm saying? Shit, this Colombian chick turns you the fuck out. You see, so you trying to get some shit like that. Something, shit, yeah. Yeah, then all of a sudden, wherever you was dwelling at, your father kicked you out the house, your auntie kicked you out the house because they lying and shit, talk some other type of shit, and then your sister kicked you out the house and shit, she lying and saying some other shit. You see what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, here come your homie. You saw your homie, and then all of a sudden, your whole motherfucking world changed because somebody then stepped into your life. A female stepped into your life. You know what I'm saying? And everybody talking about she already met your father and had her firstborn by your father. And you see what I'm saying? And here I am paying the rears on my father's child. You see, I don't know if they thinking that type shit. You see, all this other type of stuff. You see, paying the rears on my father's child that they said. I don't know. That was probably the devil talking. You see, but why would they say shit? Why would they even mention that type shit? Why would they even repeat that ignorant shit? You see, why would they try to kill me like that? I wouldn't even utter those words to a motherfucker that I know that's struggling out here. I wouldn't even say no. I know it because I know that shit is gonna kill that nigga. You see? You see? Everything. And I ain't really ran nowhere. I just came out here to Kentucky just to live a better life. You see, and to bring my family out here. Shit, my wife said, fuck Kentucky. I ain't coming there, nigga. You see, because I had a job. She didn't want a motherfucker with a job. She wanted a motherfucker that was balling. She wanted a motherfucker, the same type of niggas that, said is making money. I mean, that she was always fucking with. You see, I had on the costume of that shit. That was my partner's world. But I had on the costume of shit. I was doing some shit. I was paying my way because I ain't had nowhere to live, basically. And he was upping me on the game on how shit worked. You see. He told me, man, leave that bitch alone. He kept telling me, but shit. I got that Colombian chick in me. I'm going to see if I can work some shit out. Shit, that Colombian chick, I think, was Satan. Yeah, because she's stuck. I ain't seen that woman I ain't seen my first wife since 1992. You see what I'm saying? Since 1992. Ain't no telling when I left that motherfucking house, man, who was over my motherfucking house. In our apartment building when I left. Ain't no telling. You see? Yeah. But I'm just talking to you. Just trying to live, trying to figure out what this humility thing is, what this humble shit is. People act like I don't have a motherfucking life. It just be breaking my heart sometimes, man. Because people don't know who the fuck they talking to. They don't know who they talking to. They listen to my profanity. They listen to all these other type things and stuff. Listen, I don't have nobody to write my scripts like Shakespeare wrote, like Shakespeare did for the Bible and all the other writers did for the Bible. You don't know what was written in Hebrew and Aramaic. You don't Aramaic. You see, you don't know how these words was actually written. You see, you talking about, yeah, Jesus said this and it was so profound and things and this and that. No, it was the person who revised what he said. You see, he grew up in Nazareth. He was a Nazarite. He grew up in the hood. You see, who he trying to Jesus? Oh, nigga, who he trying to touch? What? Oh, that nigga, oh, shit, oh, that nigga, oh, man. Jesus, what? Jesus, what? Get out. Oh, man, listen, he over there trying to kill somebody. He trying to kill that little boy, trying to make them doves and shit, and them sparrows fly and shit. And his homie knocked one out the air. He was going to kill that little boy. You see, I remember all that about Jesus. I can hear him talking now. You see? Talking about how Jesus used to do. You see? You don't know that man or that body. Yahusha. You don't know. Yahushua, you don't know. Yahweh Shai, you don't know. How could you possibly know? You know what's written. Speak to me from what's inside of your loins. Speak to me about him. Speak to me from memories. Can you speak these bodies from memories? If you can't speak the bodies from memories, how can you possibly come up to me and tell me what's written in the text? And you don't have no memory of these things.